Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mukhtar Kasim. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. We begin from the State House, where Vice President Kashim Shettima says the ongoing reforms of the administration of President Bola Tinubu are beginning to restore the confidence of the global community in Nigeria, noting that renewed international trust is reflected in growing foreign participation in professional programs within the country. Shettima made the assertion at the inaugural convocation ceremony of the Nigeria Procurement Certification Program held at the Old Banquet Hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communication, Office of the Vice President, Sterling Kocha, stated that Shettima was represented at the event by the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Senator Ibrahim Hadleja. The Vice President said the graduation of the first cohort of the certified procurement professionals marked a significant milestone in the implementation of President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, stressing that the participation of professionals from outside Nigeria underscored rising confidence in the credibility of the country's reform efforts. And now to legislative matters, where the House of Representatives has held a valedictory session for its outgoing clerk, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, praising his decades of service to parliamentary democracy. Lawmakers later turned attention to an urgent allegation of discrimination in the recruitment of resident doctors at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. National Assembly correspondent Anita Patrick has more.
The House of Representatives on Thursday paused legislative business to honor the outgoing clerk, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, at a valedictory session marking the end of his service to the National Assembly. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas described Dr. Danzaria as a stabilizing force whose tenure strengthened legislative procedure, improved record-keeping, and reinforced respect for due process in the 10th House.
Beyond institutional frameworks, Dr. Danzaria exhibited exceptional professionalism. His calm temperament defined his service.
Commendations also came from the Deputy Speaker, Majority Leader, Minority Caucus members, and Representative Miriam Onoa, who praised the clerk's calm temperament, impartiality, and accessibility to lawmakers across the party and region lines.
Attention to details. His humility was infectious. All assignment given to him was with diligence.
Is one of the best committed and dedicated staffs of the National Assembly.
I pray that this nation would not just allow this your brain and contribution to go unrewarded before you get your national honors.
Proceedings were later suspended as lawmakers went into a 40-minute executive session. But when plenary resumed, attention shifted to a matter of urgent public importance on the motion alleged discriminatory practices in the recruitment of resident doctors at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, which claims that qualified applicants were rejected on ethnic and state of origin grounds. Lawmakers expressed concern that such actions, if proven, undermine the federal character principle and worsen manpower shortages in Nigeria's health sector.
Suspension of Professor Ikpeme Asanye Ikpeme by the Federal Ministry of Health to ensure he does not interfere with the investigation to be conducted by the Committee on Health Institutions.
The House resolved to mandate the Committee on Health Institutions to investigate the allegations and report back within 4 weeks, reaffirming its commitment to equity, fairness, and national unity. From the National Assembly, Anita Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
And now to the aviation sector, where the chairman, governing board of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria and former Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has reaffirmed its commitment to efficiency, sustainability, and improved passenger service with the deployment of electric shuttle buses and cabs at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The chairman made this known at the flag-off ceremony of a new transport system at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. He says the transport system is part of ongoing reforms to modernize airport operations, enhance safety, and provide a seamless travel experience for passengers. Details of this report will come to you in our subsequent bulletins. The federal government says it is laying the foundation to end the importation of defense and security equipment with plans to produce all required assets locally within the next 2 to 5 years. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, stated this in Abuja at the unveiling of the Deacon X Shield Light Tactical Armored Vehicle and a range of civilian armored vehicles produced in Nigeria. Matawalle, represented at the event by the Director General of the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, Major General Babatunde Alaya, said the current effort at indigenous defense manufacturing marked only the starting point of a broader strategy aimed at full local production of military and security equipment. Now, in line with the federal government's agenda to strengthen healthcare infrastructure and ensure a smooth transition into the health sector, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has disbursed 12 new ambulances to the health sector of the nation's capital, Abuja. Details coming in our subsequent bulletin. The Supreme Court Council for Sharia in Nigeria has renewed its call for the immediate removal of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Josh Omobitan, insisting that his continued stay in office poses a serious threat to the credibility of Nigeria's democratic process. President of the Council, Sheikh Bashir Umar, made the call during the Council's 2026 annual pre-Ramadan lecture and General Assembly in Abuja. The Council said Muslims across the country would not recognize or legitimize any election conducted under the leadership of an INEC chairman whose integrity is under such a cloud. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund has extended the application deadline for the 2026-2025 academic session to February 27, 2026. In a statement issued in Abuja, the fund said the deadline, initially set for January 31, 2026, was extended to give prospective applicants additional time to complete and submit their applications. According to the Director of Strategic Communication, Oseyemi Oluwatuyi, the decision was taken to ensure that no eligible student is excluded from the process due to timing constraints. And now to Benue State, where Governor Hyacinth Alia has flagged off major roads infrastructure upgrade in Gboko local government area. The upgrade of the roads involves the reconstruction and dualization of township and feeder roads spanning 55 kilometers at a cost of more than 62 billion naira, in line with his administration's urban renewal agenda. Our Benue State correspondent, Felicity Ndere, completes the report.
The flag-off ceremony took place at Lubuna Junction, where Governor Alia expressed optimism about the massive road infrastructure project, acknowledging the support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
What we do here today is just the start of the works we have on our menu for our local governments.
Governor Alia said the Gboko Road network will become the second largest in Benue State, adding that other major roads, including the 57-kilometer Awaji-Oju Road in the Benue South Senatorial District, are under construction.
We have brought in a lot of reforms. It is not about me. It is about the poor masses who want these reforms to be made. They needed a good direction, and thank God you have a good direction. And thank God we are ever willing to do that which you desire.
Director of Civil Engineering at the Ministry of Works, Engineer Tifa Wambo, says the project will dualize key roads in Gboko Township to improve connectivity and trade.
These roads are going to have 200 mm stone base. They are going to have 5 cm wearing guns. They are going to have reinforced concrete drainage all through, and then they are going to have street lights on the roads.
Group Managing Director of Jamud Construction Limited assured that the project will be delivered on time and to standards.
And as soon as the groundbreaking is over today, we'll commence work in earnest. I want to assure you, Your Excellency, we will deliver quality projects that will stand the test of time.
The road works include the reconstruction and dualization of the Yando Roundabout, Lubona Junction Corridor, Captain Downs Road, NKSC Anzwa Link Road, Bristol Roundabout to Toti Palace, and the JS Taka Road to Imka Roundabout. In Boko, Felicity Ndare, reporting for Global Television News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Glad to have you join us. A drop in horizontal visibility have been observed over most parts of the northern region. Further reduction is expected within the next 24 hours as another dust plume has been lifted over the source region as indicated by the satellite imagery. This is likely to reduce visibility across the north and the north-central regions, resulting in moderate dust haze. Thick dust haze is expected over Borno, Yobe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, and parts of Bauchi State. Over the southern parts of the country, patches of cloud are anticipated, with prospect of isolated thunderstorms in parts of Lagos, Ogun, Delta, Bayelsa, and Rivers State. A slight drop in temperature is also expected due to dust particles in suspension. And that's where we conclude the weather forecast. I'm Sefia Sayunusa. Stay informed and stay safe.
In business news, the federal government has approved the purchase of 2 new communication satellites to boost Nigeria's digital infrastructure and support President Bola Tinubu's plan to grow the economy to $1 trillion. The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, disclosed this in Abuja at a press conference to mark Global Privacy Day 2026, organized by the Nigerian Data Protection Commission. Tijani said the approval marked a significant shift in Nigeria's digital strategy, noting that the country currently stands out in West Africa for lacking active communication satellites, a gap new assets are expected to address. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, says Nigeria's financial sector reforms depend largely on sustained access to long-term capital from development finance institutions. Cardoso stated this in Abuja while hosting a delegation from British International Investment led by its chair, Diana Layfield, alongside the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery. A statement issued by the Apex Bank says the meeting formed part of efforts to deepen financial sector reforms and attract patient, long-term investment into the Nigerian economy. And now to the oil and gas sector, where the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has opened 50 oil and gas blocks across 5 sedimentary basins for bidding and exploration in the 2025 licensing round, warning that only technical, competent and financially strong firms will be allowed to scale through the process. The Commission said the exercise is designed to eliminate speculative participation and reposition Nigeria's upstream sector as a transparent, rules-based designation for long-term investment. The Chief Executive of the Commission, Orimeshiwa Eyison, made this known during the 2025 licensing round pre-bid webinar, where the regulator outlined the framework, evaluation criteria, and commercial terms guiding the bid. Still talking business, the Ibom Liquefied Natural Gas Logistics Base Limited has signed a non-disclosure agreement with the Akwa Ibom State government to boost energy footprint in the country. Chairman and the Chief Executive Officer of the company, Jimmy Ntwen, said the agreement signed in Uyo underscores a renewed push to unlock gas infrastructure development, deepen the private sector participation, and fast-track industrial growth anchored on the state's abundant gas resources. The representative of the state government, Managing Director of the Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, Imo Abasi Jacob described the initiative as a strategic move to strengthen investor confidence and accelerate economic diversification. And now to news making rounds. On the foreign scene, the West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, has removed all outstanding sanctions imposed against Guinea following the 2021 coup after last month's election of former junta leader Mamadi Doumbouya. The Commission stated this in a statement, noting that this follows the successful holding of a constitutional referendum in September and the presidential election in December. The bloc decided to lift with immediate effect all residual sanctions against Guinea and individuals involved in the coup. ECOWAS imposed a raft of sanctions on the mineral-rich but poor country after Doumbouya ousted President Alpha Condé. And now to Europe, where Ukrainian authorities have confirmed the receipt of 1,000 bodies from Russia in the latest exchange between the two countries amid the ongoing war that began with Moscow's invasion in February 2022. Ukraine's coordination headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war announced today that the remains were handed over by the Russian side, which claimed they belonged to Ukrainian soldiers killed in combat. The exchange of prisoners of war and the reparation of fallen soldiers remain one of the few areas of cooperation between Kyiv and Moscow since the outbreak of the conflict. Heading to the Middle East, where Syria's Ministry of Interior has ordered the immediate implementation of a new decree granting citizenship to Kurdish minorities as government forces continue to consolidate control of the country after a rapid offensive against the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) in the north of the country. Interior Minister Anas Khattab issued the decision mandating that the decree applies to all Kurds residing in Syria and explicitly includes those listed as stateless, the Anadolu news agency reported, citing the Syrian television station Al Ikhbariya. The report further said the ministry has set a February 5 deadline for finalizing the measures and the rollout. And now to the exciting world of sport, where the National Sports Commission (NSC) and the Cycling Federation of Nigeria have reached an agreement with the British Cycling Association to enable Nigerian cyclists train in Manchester ahead of the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Scotland. During a meeting, a British Cycling Association delegation led by Commercial Strategy Manager Isa Okzek discussed a three-pronged collaboration with the Cycling Federation of Nigeria, led by its president Giamardino Masari and the NSC. The partnership focuses on supporting the development of cycling in Nigeria, promoting a culture of fair competition in both the Olympics and Paralympics, and using cycling as a tool for social impact. And now to football, where the Confederation of African Football Disciplinary Board has imposed a series of sanctions on the Federation Senegalese de Football, the Federation Royale Moroccan de Football, as well as several players and officials following the incident during the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. In a statement posted on its website, CAF said the sanctions were handed down for violations of the CAF disciplinary code, including breaches of the principles of fair play, loyalty and integrity during and after the final match. As part of the decision against Senegal, CAF suspended the head coach of the Senegalese national team, Papa Bouna Tiwa, for 5 official matches for his unsporting conduct and for bringing disputes into the game. Meanwhile, the CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 has recorded a landmark digital footprint, generating a record 6.1 billion digital impressions and 5.2 billion video views across social media platforms. The figures released on CAF's social media handles represent an improvement on the previous editions of the tournament. CAF described the performance as unprecedented, positioning African football as a dominant force on the global stage. Still talking sports, Nigeria football is in mourning following the death of Sarah Chukwueze, mother of Super Eagles forward Samuel Chukwueze. She passed away in the early hours of Thursday, 29th January 2026, after a brief illness. The news of her passing was confirmed by Samuel's siblings, Princess and David Chukwueze, through their social media platforms on Thursday, sharing the family's grief over the loss of their matriarch. The Nigerian Football Federation expressed condolence, with General Secretary Dr. Muhammad Sanusi describing Chukwueze as a supportive presence in her children's lives. He prayed for strength for the family, noting that sorrow comes shortly after the passing of the Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi's father. That's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms, now showing on your screen, using at Global TV NG. I am Mukhtar Kasim, saying a very big thank you for watching.